So I got a rather strange camera angle on this one. But I guess we'll do it like this. I don't know. It showed my sexy, handsome, charming, intelligent face and my beautiful hair. I have this habit. I'm constantly, doing this to my hair because it's so wild and just like me, completely wild. And I don't know. This thing zoomed up to a it's zoomed up so you can see a face and my forehead, which I love, and but this is about a little about feminism and how people keep talking about me. On my list, a lot of people have asked me why is it that you have a legal letter of separation from this woman you were married to, but people are so cocked, man. They don't understand. But why don't you just get a final divorce and be done with it? Like, it's very logical, right? He doesn't like you. Well, because she's 40 years old and she's, over the hill, fat, feminist cat lady. She has no options. She popped out a kid for her own security and she can't even support that kid herself. It's just a fact. She expected me to do it. No rights, just give the money. I was never a cuck, and that didn't happen. And that didn't happen. And it's interesting. I got a XXL size Habib staring at me on this camera. We're gonna get a webcam. We're going to do all that. For now, let's just do it on the phone. And, I have a webcam actually. I have, all these tripods, but I'm too, I don't even set it all up. And. So that's why, and it's not only, these feminists will not only withhold access to the children, they will withhold access to your marriage documents, they will withhold access to your marriage certificates, which you paid for. I paid for all that shit. It's all very public. They have this entitlement mentality, which says that, once the man marries them, he has some sort of responsibility towards them, but they get to decide what responsibility they have themselves. But the man doesn't get to decide. That's feminism, and the 40-year-old fat middle class women, and, I heard one of them, no prizes for guessing who, talking. They're always complaining, always whining, always bitching. It's a terrible, terrible vibe, cat ladies. And I see it all the time. And they're always talking to each other. And they're always complaining about men. And they're always complaining about, it's never your fault. It's always the man's fault. That's typical feminist garbage. But an interesting comment I hear from some of these fat cat ladies who nobody wants, and it's their way of coping, is saying that some guys that are, some guys, I mean, not necessarily me, but, some guys, and they're probably right in, okay, I changed the zoom. Okay. They're probably right in some regards that, because, let's face it, a lot of men are like, fat, ugly, out of shape. They have no money. They have no, not just money. They have no drive. They have no fitness. They have nothing, And so, if you're a run-of-the-mill 45-year-old, 50-year-old dude that, you're like, she needs to do this for me, do that for me, then you gotta be fit, you gotta be sexy, you gotta be charming, you gotta have the X factor, you gotta be intelligent, you gotta have a certain amount of money, you gotta be able to, all of that is there. Most guys don't have that, but then you gotta consider this thing of, these women keep claiming up and down, we don't want money from men, we don't want anything, but, give them a rich guy, like, let's say, a billionaire, a fat billionaire, wanted to, made a very logical business or whatever proposal to one of these fat cat ladies that, hey, let's get married, you do this, I do that, I'll just give you all the money you want. You think she wouldn't accept? She'd forget feminism in a jiffy. She'd She'd jump at it, and she wouldn't even tell him. With women, it's always about money. It's what they can get out of you, but you also got to be that guy, or you'll get cocked, very brutally cocked. It's not just about money, but that's my reason for to me, I've always, I was hearing some complaints about, always, about how older guys want younger women. These feminists don't consider the fact that there are so many cougars out there that actively prey on young men like me, because I'm so sexy, handsome, and 13 years old. Older women, old enough to be my mother. I've told you that story of when I was 19 and, when I went to be, and she wasn't old enough to be my mom. She was probably 35 or 38, and I was 19 at the time. I mean, older women want, they cradle snatch all the time. I mean, nobody says a word about that an older woman, wants a younger guy. I mean, and the younger guy is usually a cock. He doesn't know anything about women. And this woman's already been through 10,000 men and, she's just looking to settle down. She's had her fun when she was young. Now she's looking to settle down. No guy wants that. No real man wants that. Uh, you know, and men age like fine wine. Women spoil like milk. Women age like spoiled milk. It's that simple. I'm not saying it. That's what it is. That's just what it is. And these cat ladies, man, they just cope because they're going nowhere in life. Their life is finished. So all they can do is sit and complain. They can rant about men. They can say it's, their fault, this fault. But, that guy is probably going out and banging 19-year-old girls. I'll be porn star, And to me, it's not even about age. To me, it's about, I love cougars, right? Even if, women just have this sense of entitlement, man. I mean, what have you done in life? You have to ask these women, what have you done to deserve? I mean, they'll turn that question around on men, right? But the men obviously did something. I mean, even the fat ones, they obviously did something to attract those girls that are equally feminist. Something. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's very simple. I'm sexy, charming, intelligent, I'm the best, all that. It's very simple. But, I'm talking most guys, and then when it's interesting, they keep complaining about, he doesn't hold doors not so much about me, but I don't, guys, don't hold doors for women. Don't hold umbrellas for them. I've gone hoarse telling you this. What's she going to do for you? The minute you hold an umbrella for a woman, you become a fucking cock. Unless she's nice to you, unless she does things for you, then, if she's nice to you, yeah, then, and if she's into you, then, you do it. But otherwise, guys do it by default. I was just walking out downstairs and I don't know, a housemaid sort, and, she came to the door, and obviously the guy who lives there gets precedence. So I opened the door and she kind of steps back, and I don't know if she was expecting me to hold it for her. Bitch, I ain't holding no doors for you. These same women tell me, Raul knows how to make women work. And the cocks troll me and yell about the fact that, men that make women work are terrible people. Hey, have you seen what women do to each other? If a woman hires another woman, she is going to be brutal on her. She is going to make her work like a dog. Ask any woman. No woman wants to work for another woman. It's that simple. They all want to work for men. Because with men, they can sort of, men are more logical. They can use the sexual angle. They can get some things out of them. And with me, she couldn't. That lady, that woman, that maid that told me that she couldn't. She took one look at me and she's like, I can't get anything out of you, and you truly know how to, handle women and this and that. And, but it's typical feminist cat lady cope. You know, so the guy is like 40. I mean, it's fine. Look, there's nothing wrong with staying in love, and although love doesn't exist, I mean, it's that simple. But, you know, it's all transactional, end of the day. But look, so the average 40-year-old guy, 45, 46, he got married when he was, I don't know, maybe 22, 23. She was, I don't know, 21, 19, whatever, Now they get old together. She's turned into a feminist cat bitch that won't, because after marriage they cuck you. That won't do anything for him, and he's sick and tired of it. And he's sitting there thinking, "I got these other girls that'll do all this." Why would he want to? You think that woman would stay with him? That woman would leave him in a jiffy. The one that's complaining, and women will leave men in a jiffy. Women will use men for everything. They won't give men anything. You think turn off the money tap and watch how quickly she leaves you. Watch how quickly the your kids get taken away from you, and you go to divorce court and all that, and with me they can't say it because I like cougars, I like young girls, I like girls in general, and I don't even sleep with them. They tell me, oh, he cheats with her, he cheats with her. I don't even sleep with women. I talk to them, but sometimes I'll sleep with them, but you know, uh, yeah, it's typical feminist cope, man. The next time you hear any feminist whine about, remember two things. In any relationship, any transaction, you have to hear both people's point of view, and the man's is never heard, right? So what happens is these women talk together, then they gather a bunch of cocks, and before you know it, the guy is being attacked from all angles, right? Now, I'm not saying, I don't know the specifics of every situation. I don't know, but you have to listen to his point of view too. And simply saying that he wants a younger girl because you're a fat feminist bitch is, it's illogical. Why wouldn't he? You could change yourself. You could be that girl that he wants, but you don't want to because, it's, not because of money. And, it's because you've got this idea of feminism embedded in your mind. Yeah. Which you're not happy with yourself, because if somebody like an Elon Musk showed up at your door tomorrow, which he won't, uh, you'd kiss his feet and you'd, do what he told him. It's about money. It's about not just money, power. Powerful men. Women love power. It's that simple. Power and status. Money and status. And inextricably, the money is ultimately linked to the power. I'm not saying you have to be a billionaire to have power or, at a certain level, but you have enough money, you fucking buy them. You have enough money, you forced. Power is not given, respect is not given, you snatch it. It has to be earned, is what they tell you. Yeah, it does, but it has to be fought for, is what I tell you. And very brutally, and not in the manner that feminists will tell you, And that's more feminist cat lady. The next time you hear, for me, I just laugh. I'm so happy that, that I get to hear all these feminist cat lady quotes because, it, these women are going nowhere in life. It's funny. And they just get so triggered. I could give you so many examples. Like, that girl yesterday that stopped me on the road out of the blue. She got triggered because I wouldn't talk further to her. But then, I don't know her. I don't, what would happen? Think about this. If I walk up to a girl I don't know and just say, it's different. If she likes me, I like her, then I'll say hi. That's different. But, when there's no interaction, no like, nothing. She's going to be like, what the hell, right? if a girl does that to a guy, nobody says anything. These same feminists will say that's good. But why? I mean, and that fat Nigerian woman was pissed off that I didn't talk to her more. But I mean, why? I don't want to talk to her. I mean, you know, and then these same women will complain about, older men wanting younger women and all this. And hey, it's that simple. A woman's value is her sexuality and her youth. I mean, it's that simple. Now, the cougars can sometimes be rather sexy, like a lovely housemate who I was accused of flirting with and cheating with, or God knows what, and then I was accused of being gay, which is fine. You can accuse me of all that, but and she's so sexy, man. I mean, she's a cougar. She's older than me, and not just sexy. She's got that. She's a predator, but she submits. Autopilot. Like with women, it's very easy. You have two tigers, right? Because women are all tigers by default, or tigresses. And when they see a tiger, a tigress will always submit. However, when a tigress sees a male deer, it's not going to submit to the male deer. That's how it works. And yeah, it's feminist fat, cat lady cope going nowhere in life. I'm sure y'all have heard this garbage a lot of times. Oh, it's not your fault, honey. It's his fault. He's a nasty person. He's a horrible person. Yeah, well, you should hear his side of it too. And then come to a logical conclusion. You can't just hear, oh, honey, he cheats on me, this and that. Well, are you doing anything for him? You're not doing shit for him. I mean, why the fuck wouldn't he? I mean, you know, and then you have these women withholding documents, and so it's all garbage. Feminist cat lady garbage. The next time, if you're in a position to do this, and I'm not even talking about sexy, handsome, charming, intelligent, if you're in a position to do this, I don't have to do it because, I'm that guy. I never had to do it even when I had no money or nothing at all. But if you're in that position, and if you do have enough money, let her yell, let her rant, and then when she finally stops, just tell her, I'm rich. I can afford 20-year-old girls. It's that simple, And then tell her what I told you, wouldn't you, if Elon came to your house? He's not going to, but as an example, uh, it is what it is, man. I mean, it's brutal. Life's brutal. And, these feminists take undue advantage of all you cucks out there, and you deserve it. Cucks deserve it. But, I mean, I'm so glad, man. I spoke about this the other day with Trump back and, all these unbannings and all that going on. Masculinity. Because men, deep down inside, nobody wants to be a cock, but they hate it, but they've been conditioned to believe it's the right way, that women are the superior gender and all this bullshit. Nobody likes it, and now finally, it's changing. That dynamic is changing, So now it's an open war between men and women, and women still have the upper hand, legally, societally. But here's what the thing is: women can't live without sex. If you're that guy, they can't live without sex. I've given you my example. It's got nothing to do with love. It's got to do with sexuality. They want you to bang them 3 times every night, spread her legs, take her brutal rape fantasies in bed, blah, blah, blah. That's why I keep saying marital rape is hypocrisy and all this. And, uh, they want it more than men. As a man, you're men age, just remember this, men age like fine wine, but you gotta do something. You gotta keep, it could be a fitness, it could be a business, it could be anything. You gotta do something. Like, you can't just sit on your ass and play video games and then complain your wife doesn't like you or your girl doesn't, because then you're a loser. Now, she might be too. I'm not saying, because those sort the birds of feather, Ben Bird, Ben Gay, those sorts stick together. Man, you look at that couple, goddamn, Ben Bird and Ben, ah, buck teeth, and they look like a couple of high school rejects, literally. Uh, and they're both so fat. I mean, it's fine if you're ugly, it's fine if you have a schoolgirl voice, it's fine, all that, but I mean, it's not fine. We all know this looks, but but why do you have to be fat? This is what I ask people. Why do you have to be fat? And they get pissed off and won't answer. It's the same thing I ask these at these pride rallies and all these people. Why? Why do you want to be gay? Why do you not perform the natural obligations? I mean, we give, you know, and they get pissed off, but they can't answer the question. Being gay is not, it's a choice. Everything's a choice. You're not born with any sort of sexuality or any sort of, I mean, when a baby is born, it's a blank slate. Its surroundings, especially in the first 4 years, heavily influence her mind. And then after that, people think that the first 4 or 5 years are not that important, and it's really after that the baby gets to know what they're doing, and they understand things and all that, and so that period is the most important. It is, but it's not nearly. That's the 10%. The 90% is done when you're a little baby, lying on the bed. It's so cute. I remember one of mine. And, they listen to things. I mean, they don't understand it, but their subconscious minds process it. And that shit never goes away. It's that simple. And, you know, uh, it is so, being gay or being cocked, if you're a cock, then it's likely your mom is a feminist, whoever it is. If you're gay, well, then there's some influences there too, if you grow up to be that. Because most people are not, I fought against this all my life because from the age of 5, I realized that there's got to be more to life than female domination, and so me, I'm exceptional, like they tell me. But most guys, they can't fight that much. They can't, they just can't do it. I mean, and so, they stay gay and cocked. But, yeah, feminist cat lady cope is hilarious, man. I mean, they act like they're this and they're that. And, all this power that these feminists have. I mean, here's why it's all fake, because they didn't earn it. It was given to them. They didn't snatch it. They didn't stand on the roads and fight for it with guns. It was given to them by men that fought for it, then those men became weak, and that's, all ending now. But versus, let's say, these women complain about somebody like Elon Musk all the time, or anybody, the guys like me. Oh, he cheats, he has so many girlfriends, this and that, blah blah. When I don't even talk to most, but blah blah blah. He's misogynist, he's nasty, he's narcissist, he's this, he's that. But that guy probably did something to attract all these women, and that guy probably, I mean, for you to be that invested emotionally, this is what I keep saying. Any emotion, if she is furious at you deep down inside, you still got her. If she, that's just what it is. That's how female brains function. Now, she'll never admit it, but it's there. And don't blame me, blame biology. I know a lot about women, man. I mean, I know more about women than probably anyone on the planet. And I'm just teaching you all this. I'm telling you. I mean, I could put a product out. I could do all this, but I'm just telling you. I mean, I have a product out, but, maybe I'll put these as paid downloads or something. Uh, you know, feminist cope is and especially the fat cat lady feminist cope is so Yeah, it's just the vibe, the nasty. It's like a screech, like a witch's screech. You keep hearing it, and it's just it's like it's not so much the voice; it's the frustration behind the voice that you can that you pick up on, and it's just and it's women all over the place. Uh, it's hey, there was no reason for you to get fat and out of shape, right? You can tell a woman this, but she's going to be like, but then if you get fat and out of shape, she's going to make nice comments about other men. But if you make nice comments about other women, she's going to get triggered. I mean, you got to be logical. Uh, it's so gay, man. All of it is so gay. I mean, I wonder why, even and men listen to these things and they're like, yeah, you're right, you're this. Then they make all these comments about how, what was it's very creditable what I do, this and that. I understand all that and thank you. I do appreciate it. But what are you doing in your own life? If you truly follow me, have you done your pull-ups? Have you done your push-ups? Have you eaten one meal a day? Have you done what I tell you? I mean, if you claim, you got to do those things. I mean, it's not. I mean, and because why am I putting this out? I never even did videos. I'm not putting videos out to make money or whatever. I don't beg for fucking followers like these gay faggots that 90% of their tweets are about, I'm putting it out to help you. I'm putting it out to put myself out there. I'm putting it out to talk to y'all. I'm putting it out for free. I'm putting it out, and that's another thing. These feminists all think that they're gurus with this knowledge of innate, deep knowledge, and then they keep talking numerology, astrology, all this other garbage that has no bearing on anything. Religion and do this, do that, chant this 108 times, jump up and down with your balls hanging out of your pants 10 times, and your balls must be at a certain angle, or God's time. It's all gay garbage. Ultimately the universe doesn't. I mean, religion and all these concepts, astrology, numerology, they have some logical basis. I'm not saying it's all total baloney, hocus pocus, whatever, but you know uh, ultimately the universe functions on energy. We spoke about this yesterday. It's positive ions, negative ions, and uh, you can argue with me, but that's just a scientific fact. And uh, all these concepts of religion, is a man-made concept. Numerology, astrology, it's all linked, right? It's all man-made, and every culture has different beliefs, and it's about belief. It's about what you do as an individual. If you believe in yourself, it's about, it's about those kind of things. You look at somebody like my own life. I've been told it's going to be, all this garbage that. Oh, well, no, not all of it was garbage. One of it was, of course, money. Money is written on your palm, or some garbage was, something was, Then you had this fat, horribly fat lady in a beautiful little hill town in India that, yeah, she was selling some gay bullshit, and the woman I was with, my ex at the time, and we went there. She wanted to buy something. Okay, blah blah, and then suddenly that fat woman puts on her guru hat. She's like, I can tell his life pattern, and I'm like, and she didn't tell me. She told my ex because she thought, I was her slave. I mean, not that kind of slave, but hey, I don't need anybody to tell me my life pattern, bitch. I don't need it, but I didn't say that. And Ralph's going to do something in the field of electronics. Bitch, you're fat. You're obese. You're sitting there selling trinkets and I'm on vacation. And you're talking to me about my life, I mean, how fucking gay can you get? Then I've been, These women, man, they have this ego that comes from nowhere. They all think they know everything. They all think they're gurus. And then, they have nothing to back it up. None of her predictions came true. None of anything. My predictions are the ones that come true. And I can tell you for a fact, I haven't seen that woman for like years and years, but she's suffering from illness right now. I can tell you this for a fact. You don't believe it? Go there and check. You'll see. I'm not going to tell you any more details. I saw it in my mind. It happened. It's that simple. I mean, it's all feminist fat. I mean, no guy wants these women. They're fat, they're over the hill, they're almost 40 years old. I mean, or, over 40, whatever. A woman's over the hill after the age of 35, really, to be honest. Because nobody wants. I mean, women have two primary functions: childbearing and, to take care of the man. That is that simple. And these feminists get triggered all the time. Oh, he gets women to do work for him. Well, then why the fuck shouldn't I? I mean, it's the era of feminism, isn't it? And you women make women work just as brutally, and nobody says a word. And they shouldn't. I mean, it's an honest transaction. You pay her. Woman pays woman. Woman does this. So why shouldn't a man pay a woman to do it? I see no reason why. Do you? Can you tell me? But no, they won't tell you because you're a man. So the only thing is the slave thing. That I'm the boss, you're the slave. You can't do shit. It's gay garbage, it's gay fucking garbage. There's with my ex, there's this other lady that comes, that fat lady, and she's so fat, man. I mean, I climb stairs up and down, as y'all know. I no longer do it these days. No, I do it, but I do it differently. But I was climbing, and she's so fucking fat. And I mentioned this before. She sits on the goddamn staircase, and the staircase is this wide, and her ass is that wide, literally. And she acts like she's got all these aches, pains, and this, that. I'm like, bitch, lose some fucking weight. Get in shape. And she does some goddamn religious, she's always, and one time, and she doesn't speak to me in front of the ex. In front of the ex, she'll never speak to me. But, downstairs on the road, one time and her demeanor completely changed on the road, And it was very funny. She's like, she comes across her, I'll just translate the basics. How are you? It's like, maiden in distress. It's like, I got all these problems. Can you help me solve them? No. And, then I asked her what she does and what's her job. And typical, I clean houses. And she parades around as this religious, guru or some crap, It's funny, man. These feminists are the biggest hypocrites ever. The women are the biggest hypocrites ever. Liberals are the biggest hypocrites ever. Cocks are the biggest hypocrites ever. They're all the same, They're all Ben birds of the same feather, I mean, I wish Ben, Ben keeps saying, he's a terrible parent, he's this, he's that. Hey, you're sterile. Dude, you can't get your dick up. You've had no kids, you're sterile, you have meningitis, you jump off of cliffs, and you think that you're going to land on soft sand, and it's so stupid, like people that, did this and thought they could fly. It's the stupidest thing ever. It's retard level. Then you whine all your life about, I broke my legs and my mommy took care of me. You're a fucking faggot. I got sciatica. You're a faggot, grade A 15. I got meningitis. You're a faggot, grade A 25. I'm sterile. I can't have kids. Fucking. Who told you to be gay? I mean, who told you to lick feet and lick ass? I mean, I didn't. I didn't even know you back then. And these same people, he's a terrible... Dude, I mean, how stupid do you have to be to talk about parenting when you have no kids and have never experienced it? Don't talk. And you know why he says all this? Because these fat cat ladies have put in his mind that this is the ideal version of parenting. You know, it's but have you done it? I mean, that's like, commenting on pull-ups like he does when he can't do one single pull-up. And I'm the bodyweight exercise guru that can do, 25 in perfect form and one set, and, nobody else can do it. I can. Have you done it yourself? That's what it is. And, you know, it's just, they're all the same, The next time you hear some feminist cat lady gope, it's just all garbage. And remember, man, they're not, But on the other hand, you as a man have to self analyze. I self analyze, let's be fair here. Because if you as a man are fat, cocked, cannot drive, expect your sister to park, then she's not gonna like you, man. She's not gonna be sexually attracted to you. It's that simple. Now, if you're that guy, like I am, and and then you hear feminist, you gotta you gotta have that the X factor, and then you can find another girl or whatever. I mean, you won't even need to. Here's what I keep telling people. This is why, and I keep talking about the laws of attraction and all this, and this is why I don't chase women and all this, and I've covered. But it's very simple. For a man, God will put the right woman in your life. But you can't just hanker after women. Like, you have to spend years building yourself up, going through all the hardships, the trials, the tribulations, the attacks, all this, and you'll get the reward at the end. It's that simple. Most people. So the problem lies on both ends. Feminism, men enabled it, but then weak men enabled these feminists. So then, society in general is just cooked, man. Is all I can say. So to all this talking down, the only thing as a man that you can do is freedom. Okay, be free now and live life on your own terms. That's all you can do. Don't give two shits about anything else. Don't fall prey to emotional garbage. Or pseudo emotional garbage. That freedom, people think it's all about money, but it's not. Like Charles, a great customer on my website, Michelle, he told me, he was like, I envy your nomadic lifestyle. That's what it's always been about. Now, I'm not saying obviously money and all that, but, I mean, nomad with my 9 lives in the Sahara and in the Arabian desert, hubby porn star. I like that. And everybody wants it. Then and he was like, never become a pussy trainer so you can sell more books. And I'm like, dude, I've never been that way. If I believe in something, I'll fight for it till the death. Not that I'll die. I won't die. I don't even use the word, but I'm just saying it. I could care less. I could put out a book tomorrow on easy pull-ups and everybody would buy it, right? But I don't want that. Because that's not real. That's not genuine. It ain't me, and that's not going to help you. I advocate the very hard way. My own life has been brutal. And it continues to be brutal, and I wouldn't have it any other way, because it's fun, man. Fighting every day, waking up in the morning. People say you should wake up happy, you should wake up this. I wake up furious at something every morning. I'm always angry. Always. Always. And that's why I'm getting shit done. If you don't get angry, you're never going to get any shit done. You're never going to get, how do you think after 3 years this channel is getting, and all these other things I talked about? You gotta be angry, or if you're just gonna sit and say, oh yeah, they did this, I'm not gonna fight back, then then you're gonna lose, So the problem's both ways, but anytime I hear this feminist fat cat lady cope about, it's always the men's fault, or it's always, it's cringeworthy, it's pip-worthy, it's hilarious because you gotta listen to both parties, and more importantly, these feminists are over the hill. The guy is not. A guy can be fucking 80 years old and he can have all the, that's just normal. That's how it's always been. Look at Clint Eastwood. Look at, well, I don't know if Clint Eastwood did that, but somebody like me, then they'll attack you for, you look like a 13-year-old, So that's a good thing. My own customers have said that. They want to look like that. Every man wants it. With a feminist and with women, you must assume the opposite of what they're saying because they twist reality. I mean, they literally, reality, women will tell you the sky is yellow and the sun is blue if that suits their narrative. And they'll keep repeating it till the point that they put it in their own minds, and then, you know, uh, they blatantly, they're congenital liars, they twist facts, they will never be brutally honest. So, this is why all these cocks, oh, he looks like Swiggy. No, not Swiggy. Swiggy is my food delivery service. Oops, I forgot. He looks like Twiggy. Hey, Swiggy, or Twiggy, whatever. Then, later on after he talks to me and after he copes, he's like, Raul, I meant that in a good way. Twiggy is a supermodel. I didn't even know who the fuck Twiggy is. Hey, Twiggy, Biggie, Siggy, Piggy, Liggy, Piggy, Pay Piggy, lick my ass Piggy. I can outperform you on all metrics, skinny or even when I was big. You know, or I'm not even skinny. You know what the guy told me the other day? And I actually asked him this. Oh, do you? And I just asked him, do you think I look skinny? He's like, you're not skinny. You're extremely lean and muscular, is what he told me. And that's what it is. I mean, that's why they get triggered, because he knows I get all the girls and he doesn't. You know, People love to hate what they don't have. Feminists, especially, they're not going to put in the work in their own bodies. They're not going to put in the work in their own lives. They're going to do none of that. They're just going to attack the men. And, that's what it is. And it's gay garbage. And, reject feminist programming if you want to live an awesome, fantastic life as a man. See y'all later.